the kitchen companion that's been changing how we cook.
It gives that crispiness on the outside without the use of any oil whatsoever.
But is the way we use them creating danger?
Drove around the corner, fire engines everywhere. I'd dread for this to happen to somebody else.
Experts say, correctly used, air fryers are much safer than traditional deep fat fryers. But if used incorrectly, fires can happen, and when they do, they can be ferocious.
I carried it to the back door and threw it out. By the time it landed, it just went up in flames. It's like an inferno.
Tonight we expose potentially dangerous advice that could lead to disaster.
So it's got over 4 million views, which is worrying. We've seen firsthand the damage it can cause.
And investigate how much we really know about the dangers of air fryers. Air fryers are everywhere. Popular TV shows like This Morning often demonstrate effortless air fryer recipes.
Simple, easiest recipes go bananas online.
With soaring sales, they're a retail hit. Fans share top tips and clever tricks online.
I am going to use this every day.
Essentially, small work surface convection ovens, these kitchen heroes take up less space, less time, less energy and less oil than many of the old ways of cooking. But it's all happened so fast.
Just think about it. Unlike with other forms of cooking, we don't have generations of knowledge to call on because these things have only been around for about 15 years, and some experts believe that many of us have potentially dangerous gaps in our knowledge.
In this quiet Herefordshire village, I'm meeting Christina Owen.
And the hole would have been there.
Yeah, just on this work surface just there.
She does not have an air fryer. She won't have one, not since the fire that ripped through her kitchen while she was out.
I just view it as another kitchen appliance where it should be safe. And I was like, how can there have been a fire at the house? We've not been there. Drove around the corner and fire engines everywhere.
Did you even feel safe coming into the house at that stage?
I was made to wear a hard hat and a face mask because they'd condemned the building. They weren't sure how safe it was. We had to wait for the fire investigator to come out, and that's when they said that was what the cause of the fire was. It was the air fryer where it had melted down. It was a hot spot. Mine was not actually on, obviously, because we weren't there, but it was plugged in and switched on at the wall. That one is the damage to the kitchen.
It looks like the plaster's fallen down or something there.
Water pipes in the ceiling burst, which saved the rest of her home. But Christina and her family had to move out for 16 months while repairs took place. Now she's on a mission to warn others.
I'm just telling everybody to make sure that their air fryers are unplugged when they're not in use.
It's not something you're used to doing, for example, with your conventional oven. And I think a lot of the manuals might say unplug after use.
Yeah.
But a lot of us don't read the manuals that carefully, do we?
No. Well, I work at the local supermarket, so it's like people, if they're buying like air fryer products and stuff, like, please make sure it's unplugged. Please make sure it's turned off. I'd dread for this to happen to somebody else.
When you switch your product off at the wall, it's similar to pressing the standby button on your TV, in that you've switched it off, but you haven't disconnected it from the supply. The best way to disconnect your appliance from the supply is to unplug it. With any powerful appliance, it is important to read the manufacturer's instructions. A lot of the issues that are out there are due to mistakes or accidents that people are making.
We sent a Freedom of Information request to 48 fire and rescue services across the UK, 46 of which replied. It shows instances of air fryers being documented in call-out have risen from 144 in 2022 to over 540 last year. The responses also suggest that how we use air fryers is the big problem. Where data is comparable, since 2022, user error accounts for almost 3 times more call-outs than faults with the appliances themselves. Let's skip back in time to an era before the air fryer. This is how it used to be done. Deep fat frying in a good old-fashioned chip pan, but large amounts of heated oil brought risks.
A chip pan more than half full of oil or fat will bubble over when you add the chips and then catch fire.
Air fryers crisp food with far less oil and therefore less risk too, but how much oil to use is a crucial question. Time to meet our air fryer aficionado. Claire Andrews doesn't just read the manuals, she knows enough to write one.
We're picking up some concerns from the insurance sector and from fire experts, and one of the things that's cropped up is the use of oil.
Beauty of air fryers is it gives that crispiness on the outside without the use of any oil whatsoever. But if you choose to use the oil, so like you're chopping up the vegetables now, we're going to just do a little light spray of it. So we're talking a tiny bit of oil, pop it in the air fryer, be done in under 10 minutes. I think it almost should be called an air cooker, because it doesn't really fry.
I think the problem is that they seem so simple to use, and they are.
Yeah, they are.
That a lot of people think, oh, I won't bother reading the manual.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's really important, not all air fryers are the same. It's really worth the time. Just 5 minutes, take a look through, everyone will be safe, then you'll have delicious food.
And I can smell some now.
Yeah, the courgettes are done.
And this is exactly why they're so popular.
I know.
Good, good.
Still crispy.
Compliments to the chef.
Insurance giant Aviva has seen air fryer claims increase in recent years. Now it's exclusively shared new data with the Tonight programme.
Our survey reports that around 70% of UK adults own an air fryer. The average cost of claims that we're seeing from air fryers are around £29,000. We have had one claim that was over £200,000. The survey identified that around 60% of people don't read the instructions. Just over half of people don't regularly clean their air fryers, and about 14% of people said that they would leave their air fryer unattended. And I think that's where there's a slightly different consumer behaviour to what you would typically see with cookers or ovens.
I'm heading out with Natasha from Nottingham Fire and Rescue Service.
Let's test the heat alarm.
She's offering advice to air fryer users, and once you've heard what she has to say, you might well find yourself dashing to the kitchen to move yours.
Over the last 12 months, Nottinghamshire Fire and Rescue Service have attended 8 fires that we've attributed to air fryers. And we had quite a large one in a student accommodation in February. Lots of damage, lots of smoke damage to the properties and disruption to the students. So today we're out giving messages around the safe use of air fryers.
Let's go and see what's out there.
Bro. Hello, Tash from Notts Fire and Rescue Service. We were out to pop in then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ah, here we are. Do you use it a lot?
Oh, every day.
Brilliant. And is it always in this location?
Yeah.
So from a fire service perspective, can I ask that it's pulled a little bit away from the wall and from underneath this cupboard? The reason being, the air fryers need lots of air circulation around them. They've got some vents on the back and stuff. And if it's too close to a wall or underneath a cupboard, can increase the fire risk. How often is it cleaned?
Oh.
Yeah. So another thing with air fryers, again, if they're cleaned and cleaned often, it prevents that build-up of grease, which can increase the risk.
You see that Natasha's not as nosy as me. Can we have a peek?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Mine is a terrible mess,
nice
by
and
the way.
clean.
That is very clean.
Nice and clean in a
Oh, that is
student
good.
kitchen.
How surprised were you to find out that the positioning of the air fryer is so important?
I had a friend who used an air fryer and he kept it right against the wall and there was a very obvious mark on that wall.
Yeah.
So.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there is, in the worst case scenario, an air fryer fire, what's the routine?
So our advice would be to get out, stay out and call the fire service out. We don't recommend that you try fighting a fire on your own. Close the kitchen door and make your way straight out the front door.
Why are they so vicious, these fires?
Air fryers are often made of plastic, which will burn with some quite toxic smoke. They're sited in a kitchen where there's potentially lots of other flammable items around as well, which can increase the risk. So our advice to everyone would be to have working smoke alarms in the property. Tash from Notts Fire and Rescue Service. My name's Tash, I work for Notts Fire and Rescue Service. Notts Fire and Rescue Service. So you're happy for us to come in?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent.
After you then. Air fryer, air fryer.
And an air fryer, lovely, thank you.
Ah, here we are.
Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick look inside. Okay, so not too much build-up of fat and grease, which is good. Can I please ask that we don't do this?
Sure.
No tin foil?
Is that all right? No.
Oh.
The heating element in this is at the top. And because air fryers work by blowing air, circulating air around the food to cook it, if they come into contact with the heating element at all, that can increase the fire risk.
It's quite unusual to find an appliance like this where you've turned it off at the wall there. Why do you do that?
It's just habit. I've always turned it off after using it.
You do the laps, don't you?
I do my laps at the end of the day, check sure the doors are locked and the
So
the
a
gas
nighttime
isn't on.
routine?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Good luck with your courses, and thank you so much. This is where you normally use it, which is brilliant. Because it's not underneath the cupboard. It's on a nice hard surface, not on your hob.
Yeah, at the minute we just use it for simple stuff like chips, any stuff like that.
Do you mind if I have a quick look inside it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely lovely and clean. So well done. No build-up of no build-up of grease or fat in this one. So that's keeping that fire risk really, really low.
Having been to a few of these things, you guys are at the top of the air fryer safety league.
Oh, right. Oh, wow.
Health and safety is very important.
Can you just make sure that they're registered, so that if there are any recalls on any of the appliances that you own, you'll get notification of that.
What I found so interesting is that people that obviously really care about safety were still making some of those basic mistakes with the air fryers.
Yeah, and what we've done today is we've educated some people, which is brilliant. Air fryers are fundamentally really safe to use. It's just about using them correctly.
Our new Freedom of Information results show why the UK's fire crews are keeping such a close eye on how we're using our air fryers. Since 2022, there have been nearly 750 call-outs where air fryers were the named cause, and where data is comparable, nearly 40% of fires caused by user behaviour stem from placing an air fryer on top of a hob and then accidentally turning the hob on. Back to our air fryer supremo, Claire Andrews.
Next from our research, this.
Oh, the humble sheet of baking paper.
Absolutely, there are concerns from some fire experts about this. You can see why, because the whole concept of putting a bit of paper into a hot appliance, it does sound kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But we do use them in conventional ovens.
We do. But what I would suggest is you always need to make sure that the baking paper is weighed down. The alternative, which is great, silicone moulds. They're reusable, they're easy to clean. Again, they keep your air fryer clean. They come in all different shapes and sizes. Of course, as well, with the silicone moulds, they can go straight in your dishwasher.
Now, there are air fryer fire near misses that don't lead to house fires, and they don't always make it into the safety data.
Our research suggested that 19% of people who own air fryers have experienced a near miss or a potential fire hazard.
In the city of Manchester, Rebecca Sims had a narrow escape with her daughter's air fryer.
After my daughter got back from university, I gave it a really good clean and kept it maintained, put the bacon in and started to cook it in the air fryer. And when I opened it next, the light seemed to be flickering. It didn't look right at all. So I pulled the tray out and there was something flickering. So at that point I thought, right, it looks like a little flame. Somehow got the plug out. At that point I was just running on automatic. I was really worried about it and I carried it to the back door and threw it out. I just wanted it out of my house. And by the time it landed, it just went up in flames. It was like an inferno. This is the video. But I hear the sound. I was horrified. It just went up with such a whoosh. I didn't call the fire brigade, and I also didn't make a claim through insurance. I thought I was going to waste the fire brigade's time if I'd have called them out, I have a disability, so if I'd have been upstairs or not there, I could have been trapped upstairs, you know, whilst my kitchen went up in flames.
Fires like Rebecca's are worrying, but experts stress that normally, if used properly, air fryers are safe and that their temperature controls and timers are highly effective safeguards.
With any appliance, if you get an increase in popularity and there's more of them out in the market, you will see an increase, you know, in the number of fires just because of the number out there. As long as it's been tested to the standard, it's been made by a proper manufacturer, these are not inherently dangerous products.
Some unscrupulous traders are cashing in on the popularity of air fryers. Felixstowe, the UK's largest container port, is the front line of a battle to stop dangerous imports.
These are goods which have been imported through the port of Felixstowe. We're carrying out checks on these goods so we can refuse entry, can stop them reaching consumers. Over the last 2.5 years, we've checked 20 consignments containing air fryers. Of 12,000 products within those consignments, just over 2,000 of those were really unsafe. This is a product that came through the port in July, and we can clearly see that that plug isn't a British standard plug. If anybody has an appliance with a plug like this, don't plug it in. They don't have a fuse, it's too small, so there's a real risk you're going to touch the live pin with a risk of electrocution. As you can see, it has no labelling, no markings on it at all, there's no traceability. And this product can't possibly have passed testing. And at the time, it might seem like a bargain. You might save quite a few pounds by buying cheaply online, but you've got to ask yourself, is that worth the risk of a house fire or serious harm?
Back to the kitchen with our air fryer expert, Claire Andrews.
Our research is throwing up some concerns about cleaning.
Yep.
If it's not done often enough, if it's not in the right way, that can create problems. I brought an air fryer from an average home to help us demonstrate the problem.
I'd say it's a little bit more extreme than average. I mean, look, we don't clean our conventional ovens every time we use them. So if you are cooking, say, sausages directly in here or chips, it's almost like your pan. So recommended to clean air fryers every time you use them.
Every single time. I've got to admit, and this is very embarrassing, this is my air fryer.
Chris, it's not.
I feel so ashamed. I do feel ashamed.
I don't think you need to be ashamed, you know.
What do I do to rescue the situation?
So it's really simple. Anything with any metal, don't be using that. Something like a non-abrasive sponge or even like a soft brush and soapy water. It's as simple as that.
Well, you give me the tools, now I must do the job.
Let's get going.
Oh, God, that is awful. Oh, look at the colour. Honestly, that's only a few days worth. Oh, blimey, they do, but look at this. I think I blocked the sink.
OK, you've seen how cleaning should be done. Let me now show you how it should not be done. Do not try this at home. Repeat, don't do this. Filling your air fryer with soapy water, then turning it on is a recipe for disaster. It's not just one online video, it's a viral trend. Some of the people posting these hacks might not realise they're dangerous, but firefighters in Bournemouth have reason to be worried.
So it's got over 4 million views, which is worrying because obviously air fryers are really popular. This was a fire we actually attended following a similar trend, so we've seen firsthand the damage it can cause. We got mobilised to a fire in the student block. There was a well-developed fire in the kitchen. We spoke to one of the students. They said what they had done is actually filled the air fryer with hot water and fairy liquid and put it on. That caused it to have a fault. The following day, they used the air fryer again and it caught fire. If they're used properly, they are very safe, not following social media trends.
We've alerted the social media companies to this unsafe air fryer advice, and we've asked them to remove the video shown here from all their platforms. Next, have you noticed there's often something missing from food packets?
Looking at this packaging here, I can see instructions for the microwave, very clear. I can see instructions for conventional oven, but nothing about air frying. A highly scientific solution to that lack of air fryer instructions is now underway right here in these labs, and I've been allowed behind the scenes, provided I wear the right gear.
This is our cooking instructions lab here at Leatherhead Food Research, and we conduct more than 15,000 tests a year.
And you've got your own research, haven't you, about just how many people would cook more in the air fryer if the instructions were on the packets?
Yes, and we did a YouGov survey and we found that 64% of people that took part in the survey would like more cooking instructions for air fryers on the back of pack.
Why is it that so many products don't have air fryer instructions at the moment?
So it could be that it's a frozen shepherd's pie, and in the air fryer it just is so dense that the heat just can't penetrate. So although it might be brown on top, it's just not cooked throughout, and therefore it's just better to cook it in a traditional oven. It could be a family ready meal, like a family lasagna. They're too big for these little baskets. If it's plastic packaging, it maybe goes soft and buckles.
Online, a lot of people are swapping this tip about 2020. They're saying to work out how to cook an air fryer, just take the conventional oven instructions, take away 20 degrees of temperature and take away 20% of the time. Would that work, do you think? Is that a good guide?
We at Leatherhead wouldn't agree with that. If there are no on-pack instructions, then I just don't think the product's probably suitable for the air fryer and I wouldn't risk it.
Now there's this enormous game of catch-up,
yes,
and you're at the forefront of it.
Yes,
and I'm
we
cheering you on from the sidelines, because the more of these instructions we get, the happier I'll be, and I'm sure a lot of customers are the same.
Well, last year, our #1 cooking technique was thermal ovens, and for the first time ever, air fryers was in second place, and they are getting done. It just takes time to get through.
And it's not just about the right food instructions, it's also about the right amount.
If you put too much food in an air fryer, you're risking that food coming into contact with parts that it's not designed to come into contact with, like, for example, the heating element. Calories are carbohydrates, and that is fuel for fires.
Time for my final catch-up with air fryer superfan Claire Andrews. Along with a treat, she's got some cautionary advice on overfilling.
You really, really don't need much at all. So I'm just going to chop some veg. We're going to cook it in the air fryer with some salmon. The whole thing with the air fryer is the heat comes all around and you want to get that crispy, delicious flavour. It really can't be when they're all on top of one another and you've got 3 or 4 layers. I would always say, rule of thumb, you still want to be able to see the basket underneath. Here's our lovely, healthy, tasty lunch.
Brilliant.
All done
Brilliant.
in under 15 minutes in the air fryer.
Just goes to show that if you follow those few basic safety guidelines, our national love affair with the air fryer can go from strength to strength.
Absolutely.
That actually is very good.